Ladies and gentlemen,
Let's rock.
This is FanStream Sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
The following program is recommended for mature individuals and may contain material unsuitable for morons, cretins, and dishwipes. If you are a moron, please turn off your radio, because we don't need any more stupid, narrow-minded, pencil-neck geeks who wouldn't know the First Amendment if it came up and bit them on the butt. Thank you.
Ah, yes. Welcome into the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim Show, that show that you have chosen to download and or watch via live stream, whichever app you've chosen, except for Kick, because we still can't figure that Kick shit out.
Nope.
Damn it. By the way, contact us on our text line or comment down below, 214-937-0569. That is the FanStream Sports text line. You can get through to us and you can, well, tell us what you think. Even if you've downloaded the podcast, you can still do that, and that's how you communicate with us. It's good times. The guy bobbing and weaving and having his sunglasses on because somebody told him it was cute.
I'm cute, Colby.
I can't, no. That goes against everything my eyes tell me.
I might even be hot.
One IndyCar Tim. What is up, dude?
Colby, I'm so hot. I gotta wear shades in the dark now.
I don't know if that's the song or how it goes.
Oh, wait, is there a song?
Stupid.
I'm stupid, too.
Man, and I have, by the way, I've introduced Tim.
Yes.
Something that, well, has befuddled most of his vital organs and also made him kind of want to watch this.
You had to, do this literally 5 minutes before the show started.
I did.
Introduce me to this.
I did. Now, I'll take you down the line of what happened as I remembered this movie, as I put together my action movie bracket to go against the ones that were on Ranker or whoever did them, the ones that we did, and fill in the gaps on some movies that were missed. And in doing so, I ran through a bunch of the older movies that I thought were either great or, in this one's case, so bad that it hurts that it's good. I introduced Tim to Samurai Cop.
Colby, this is amazing. I haven't even seen it yet. I've just seen clips.
So what we're going to do for your viewing pleasure at some point is me and Tim are going to sit down and we are going to watch with you Samurai Cop. And we are going to basically Mystery Science Theater this thing and comment while it's going. So most of those videos and such like that are going to be, not be able to be monetized or whatever. But I'm going to tell you, we don't care.
It's worth it.
We have to share this with you. I have seen the movie. If you haven't seen Samurai Cop, when we post it up there, hold on to watching it.
Hold on to your butts.
And watch it with us. It is so bad. It is so bad that it's good. And it'll make part of you hurt. And you know what I found out that I didn't know? Through the magic of Google. Samurai Cop 2 exists.
24 years later.
So Samurai Cop came out in 91. And what was it?
2015.
Samurai Cop 2 came out.
Same cast.
Oh, dear sweet God.
I wonder if they were starving in between movies, because clearly they didn't do anything in between.
They didn't have to. The Samurai Cop, the first one, literally cost like $2 to make.
It made like 50.
Right. Dollars. Whole dollars.
Yeah.
It's amazing, and you'll have to venture down that with us. Other things happening in the news real quick. Y'all hear this stuff about Lizzo?
Colby, you made me aware of this 10 minutes before the show.
I did.
Because I've never heard of a Lizzo.
Well, Lizzo is, I guess you would quantify her as a rapper.
She's a rapist. She's not like pop.
Kind of in that same realm.
See how Wikipedia defines her, just out of curiosity.
I'm not familiar with her music, but I am familiar with her as what she was sold to me as, which is, you know, somebody that's pro how you look is how you look. I don't,
She is an American rapper, singer, songwriter, actress, and musician.
She's
Wow.
done some things.
Huh.
And, you know, she's pro body, I guess.
She's pro UBU, boo.
That's right. I don't think that's the exact term. Sorry, old men trying to go through new stuff and we can't quite figure it out. But that was the image that she put out there. Now there's some stuff coming out that maybe, just maybe, we haven't heard her side of it yet. She's not that, as people have been mad. Now they're mad because a lot of them got fired or let go. So this is all,
Dancers.
Other reasons why these stories might be coming out. Maybe an attack ploy. We don't know yet, but it doesn't look great.
Okay, can I look? Not being completely familiar with this story, can I offer an explanation here?
Sure.
And so, for those of you that don't know, to summarize, Lizzo and her camp, there are other people that work for her mentioned in this lawsuit, are being sued by 3 former dancers who claim that they were subjected to a hostile work environment and harassment while they were members of her dance team. And this all stems from a performance at a club in the red light district of Amsterdam.
I mean,
isn't
fun.
that like a what happens in Amsterdam stays in Amsterdam thing? Like, that's a thing, right?
I mean, yeah, but and
they broke that rule.
They kind of did. There's also another thing that goes along with it. A lot of these are what I was reading was they were very uncomfortable in these situations. Here's the thing. Don't go. You're
Amsterdam.
It's Amsterdam. It's the red light district of Amsterdam. You don't go because it's about to get freaky wild.
I can't see.
No, yeah, I'm glad. This stuff's about to happen.
So she says, among the claims outlined in the suit, one of the 3 plaintiffs said she was encouraged by the singer to take turns touching the nude performers while out at a club in Amsterdam's red light district while they were on tour in February. Fearing retaliation, the plaintiff eventually acquiesced, despite having expressed numerous times she had no desire to touch said performers.
Okay.
So maybe don't go to Amsterdam?
Yeah, maybe don't go to. I mean, I guess. All right. There's been tougher situations that people have been in. I'm not trying to downplay this, but there is such a thing as standing up for yourself.
Yeah.
At some point and being like, look, I love my job. Are you telling me? I'd just be straight up. Are you telling me I have to touch whatever this is?
Touch his wiener?
I got to touch this wiener or touch this nipple?
Mark.
In order to keep my job? Or am I good with just telling you, hey, I don't feel like doing this? I mean, you can keep egging me on, but as long as you know the answer is no, we're good.
So I have a question, Colby.
I'm not touching a wiener.
Mark that too. Is there, and I'm not saying this is the case in this situation, in situations where someone knows they're being asked or forced to do something they don't want to do, like in a work environment like this, like the entertainment business, is there at all a thought at the time in the back of their head that is telling them, I've expressed that I don't want to do it. Now, if I go ahead and do it, I can sue.
There might be. The other side of it might be, if I do this, then I won't be fired. And then they end up getting fired, and now they're mad.
And now you can sue.
Right.
But these are like backup dancers, so if they sue, they'll get way more money than if they were just performing.
I don't know how much a backup dancer makes.
Like a couple bucks?
I'm thinking it's more than that.
Okay, $4.
Because I wouldn't be worried about losing my job then if...
Yeah. Well, and those people that are backup dancers, that's not what they aspire to be in the entertainment industry. It's a stepping stone, right? So they don't want to lose that stepping stone.
Right.
Because now they've missed their stepping stone. I got to quit saying stepping stone.
I mean, well, it's small steps.
So Lizzo is known for her uplifting messages and advocacy for body positivity as an
Right.
integral part of her work. Apparently, though, It says,
You can't snicker laugh before you. Not right.
it says that her and her management team discriminated against the black dancers by the way, she's black.
Uh-huh.
Discriminated against the black dancers by scolding them for allegedly unacceptable and disrespectful behavior while on tour. The suit alleges that this comment from the account was charged with racial and fat-phobic animus. I should mark that too.
And you should.
I don't know what an animus is.
I don't know if you said it right.
There's only one way to say it.
Is there?
Animus, right? Animus.
Sure.
All right. Dear Google.
You don't have to look that up. Okay.
Animus definition, Colby. Hostility or ill feeling, motivation to do something.
Animus.
Animus.
I am feeling a little animus about stepping away from this story as far as possible now, because I don't know. I mean,
This is a great story. I've never heard of her.
It is a great story, but I mean,
I learned new words from this story.
so I don't know what to say. Plus,
I got the giggle buggies.
the plus size black lady is being sued for being fat shaming people, being racist against black people.
That's her animus.
By the way, if you're unaware, that's what's confusing to me.
Right. That's like me shaming Colby for used to being fat and bald.
Right.
No, he's not. Well, he's still bald.
There's no. I mean, maybe I'll have money at some point to fix that part. That's just.
Oh, that's the first thing I'm doing. I'm calling Bosley.
Are you?
I am. Hey, can y'all do something about this right here?
And then he sends Charlie's Angels to
Yes.
fix it.
Can he send Drew Barrymore?
Dancing around in her underoos.
Oh, with her crooked talk mouth.
Yeah, I'm good. The underoos thing got me. I don't know where I'm at right now.
Man, should have put that picture on. Oh, wait, we had pictures of Lizzo. We never did look at them. Here, let's flash through some pictures of Lizzo here.
There's
There's Lizzo. There. Oh, that was a bad one to pick. I shouldn't have picked that one. Or maybe I did on purpose.
I mean, there.
And there's Lizzo.
Got some soulful singing look right there going.
By the way, not Lizzo.
Looks like she'd eat you.
Oh, she looks like she'd eat you.
No, I mean,
Oh,
she looks like she could be a cannibal of some sort.
God, Colby, what is wrong with people?
I don't know. Still too close to that lady's face. So as we're going
Where are
through
we right
this,
now?
I have no idea. And I also have no idea how to mount this particular part of the segment. So I'm just going to. What day is it, Tim?
Oh, thanks for asking, Colby. Let me pull that up because I was ill prepared for this animus. Colby, today is August 2nd. Holy crap, we're in August, which means it's about to get really hot.
Yeah.
Dude, it's about to get hot in Texas.
It's already hot in Texas. Actually hot everywhere.
It's getting hot in Hurrah. Is that a word in the
Yes.
lexicon of the rapists?
I mean,
Hot in Hurrah.
it's. I don't know how far you want to go down this particular rabbit hole right now.
Colby, it's hot in Hurrah day today.
Okay.
It's not.
All
I
right.
might have made that up. However, Colby, today, August 2nd, 2023, in the year of our Lord, National Ice Cream Sandwich Day.
You know what? I'll put up with whatever it's going to turn my butt into to fight through an ice cream sandwich because I love those.
Dude.
I'll look for the lactose-free ones first, but
I don't do a lot of ice cream, and when I do, it drives you crazy because I'll only have vanilla.
that's dumb.
The other times that I don't have vanilla is when I will go to Baskin Robbins because there's one by my house, and sometimes I have a hankering for pecan pralines and cream ice cream.
That's got all the things in it. What are you doing?
Oh, it's amazing.
I know it's amazing. It's got all the things in it.
That's my favorite ice cream after vanilla.
It's just vanilla that they put. It's like the other things. You put stuff in
It's
it.
got like caramel and pecans and some cream and some ice.
Oh my God. Yeah,
I love it, dude. But dude, I love me a good ice cream sandwich.
I do.
Like that. And I don't dip it in milk.
Well,
You have to dip it in milk.
I don't have to dip it in milk unless I do like to. If it's the cookie ice cream sandwich, the chocolate chip cookie ice cream sandwich, that's not bad. It doesn't have to.
I just like the vanilla with the chocolate, whatever wafers on either side of it.
I mean, that's good too.
Colby, it is National Regatta Day. You know what a regatta is?
It's not the cheese? No, it's ricotta.
No, that's ricotta.
Um,
I would prefer National Ricotta Day. Colby, it's the sailboat races.
oh,
Yeah,
I was also thinking of the Styx song, but that's Mr. Origato.
Man, we are all over the place. We're only 16 minutes in.
You had any of that on your Colby Sapp
Yeah.
IndyCarTim bingo cards, you win.
Wow. It is National Earth Overshoot Day.
Is that for meteorites, or is that just people that just like they were trying to come in on their space shuttle
They
and like,
missed.
we overshot the Earth again?
Apparently, it's about running out of natural resources on our home planet on a very special Charles in Charge.
Charles has cancer.
Nicole Eggert gets a boob job and stars on Baywatch.
That's right.
It's National CAD Day. As in
Cab?
CAD. As in computer-aided drafting.
Oh, not you cad? You evil man.
What does that mean? CAD?
Cad.
I don't know what that means. Like as a person, as a thing.
Like you're a cad, that bad guy.
Never heard that before.
Okay.
Must be in one of your 80s action movies.
All right. No, it's a little bit older than that, but
Colby, something we can relate way too closely to.
I feel really old.
As a 52-year-old and you as a 46-year-old?
Yeah.
How about National Coloring Book Day?
What?
I love coloring books. I like the adult coloring books, though. You ever seen those?
You know what?
I
I
think they sell them
have.
at Spencer's or something.
I have. You know what I'm not doing? Spending time coloring a penis.
Oh, I'll color it as dark chocolate black as I could.
Mark.
And then I'm going to mail it to Colby in the mail with a stamp.
Well, you know what? Joke's on you. I don't check my mail.
But you get it.
I do.
I'm going to put from gas company. Then you have to open it.
I don't.
It'll be written in crayon, though.
I'm going to probably figure it out and be like, I don't want to open that.
That looks like Tim's crayon writing. I got to know what this is.
Don't have to.
How about National Hue Day?
Like Hugh Grant or colors?
Like Hugh Grant.
Okay.
Not H-U-E, H-U-G-H.
All right. Shout out to Hughes.
Hugh Grant. It is to go along with Hugh, it is National Jacqueline Day.
You know what? I thought you were going to say National Jackal Day, and I was going to ask if it was the band or the animal, but
Could have been both.
all right.
And there's something interesting because I'm not sure that these exist in this place.
All right.
I've never met one in the city. National Virgin of Los Angeles Day.
What? Like no, wait, it's the record store. It's
Not
just
Virgin Records.
it's the airlines.
No.
Hadn't had something in her garage.
It literally says, let's celebrate and honor La Negrita. I feel like I just cussed in black. With the locals on the Virgin of Los Angeles Day.
That would have been Spanish, not what you just said. The hell's wrong with
I
you?
don't know things. It's a cuss word somewhere. Right?
Never mind. I'm not even going to hypothesize anything right now. Please. I just high voiced for a second. Please.
You did.
Like, move on quickly.
And finally, Colby, it's a short day for what day is it today?
All right.
And I don't know why we care about this, but it's on our list, and we read everything on the list. It's one of our rules.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not cheating if you're in a different state.
Right. Out of state copulate.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
National Republic Day in North Macedonia. Do we even know where don't say it's Don't say it's above South Macedonia.
Oh, damn. Had an answer.
Do we know where North Macedonia is?
Not really, but I'm thinking it's UK bound. Look it up.
I think it's Africa.
Is it?
I think. Where is Macedonia located?
North would be above the Mason-Dixon line.
Oh, so it says Southeastern Europe.
Uh-huh.
So on the map that I'm looking at, that I can't see because it won't let me blow it up.
Oh, dear.
Oh, so it's, okay, it's just north of Greece.
That sounds about right. That would have been where I would have guessed if I had more than just it's over in the UK somewhere.
So there's Albania, North Macedonia, and then there's not a South Macedonia, there's just Macedonia.
So they just all Macedonians?
And Bulgaria and Turkey are all right there around whatever ocean that is that I can't see.
Okay. Well,
And there's your geography lesson here today on the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim Show.
and if you're learning geography from us, you failed.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Dear sweet God, whatever.
Not even close.
We failed everybody.
If someone gave you a globe and told you to point out, I don't know, like Iraq, you could do that, right?
Yeah, I could do that.
Like places that we've heard of that are somewhat relevant in our lifetime of history, right?
Right.
Not like Macedonia.
I've heard that referenced, and I knew that somewhere in my brain that Macedonia was going to be pulled up, but I just, the only thing I kept pulling up was band names, so didn't know if that was correct.
Good night, Cleveland. We are Macedonia. Yeah. Oh wait, we're in Baton Rouge.
Uh-oh.
Oh God, for the love of all that is holy.
This is the part of the show where we go through all the people that have been born today, and I offer the list that I make out of those people to you guys for us to come up with who is the good person out of this list, who is the bad person, and who is the ugly person. Just the reason why it's called that, and also the reason why for this music. We're starting off today, and I've always been infatuated with the knuckleball thrower.
Oh, Charlie Huff.
And today, turning 57, is one Tim Wakefield.
Boston Red Sox, Colby.
Yes.
Dude, he was a good knuckleballer, too.
He was. And it was one of the best ones that I've, Charlie Huff being the first knuckleballer I ever saw. But Tim Wakefield was the one that I was like, oh, man.
Do you remember Rangers draft pick who did not start off as a knuckleballer?
Yeah, R.A. Dickey.
R.A. Dickey.
I do.
But he sucked. And it was somewhere else because Rangers already traded him away.
Mets.
Went to the Mets, the Metropolitans, and became a knuckleballer and had a pretty long career.
He did. He also had the elusive 80-something mile an hour knuckleball.
Yeah.
Which the thought of that scared me, and I wasn't even like trying to swing against it.
I think Bassick probably should have been a knuckleballer.
He probably could have.
Bet Bonds wouldn't have hit that one.
Well, Bonds was going to hit everything at that point.
His juice was hitting it.
Yeah, turning 54 years old today, one Cedric Sabalos.
Ced Sabalos, Maverick.
Mm-hmm.
Now he applies his craft on that post and pregame show on Bally's.
Sure does.
Over there was Skin. Hated him as a Laker.
Skin was never a Laker.
Skin thought it was like, I'm talking about Ced.
Okay. Passed away in 2013. Peter O'Toole.
Oh, dude.
I threw that in there as you a bone. I don't have a lot to have to dance with Peter O'Toole for.
I'm trying to think of something you would know him in. You know who he is, right?
Yeah, I know who he is.
The actor?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what you would know him in. He was a big time stage actor for sure.
Right.
I guarantee you've never seen him in anything.
Probably not, but I've heard of things.
Ratatouille.
He was in Ratatouille.
He had a voice in So Lawrence of Arabia is probably his biggest movie ever.
Right.
But I doubt you've seen that.
No.
But you're familiar with what it is, right?
I do. That's the reason why his name popped up. Is like, yeah, Tim probably knows this guy.
He was in Troy. Early 2000s.
Not the one that I saw.
Which one did you see?
The one with Brad Pitt.
That was the same one, right?
Was it? The
Yeah.
early 2000s? Oh, well, then, yeah, that's exactly the one I saw.
Yeah. You never saw How to Steal $1 Million? That's from the 60s. That was him and Audrey Hepburn. That was a great show. But yeah, I don't think you know. You ever see The Last Emperor?
No.
Late 80s? He was in that as well. So, yeah, thank you for entertaining me with some Peter O'Toole talk.
2001 passed away, and he would be directly canceled if he was alive and still entertaining today. One Carol O'Connor.
Well, he wasn't going to be canceled. Archie Bunker would be canceled.
Right.
Dude, that is one of the greatest television shows of all time.
Cannot be aired anywhere today.
It's on. You can watch it on TV now. It's on reruns.
Really?
Yes, and they don't edit anything out.
Because nobody but old people go watch those?
It's like on that Get TV network or whatever, like My 27.
Okay.
Dude, and my memory of All in the Family was one of my dad's favorite show because, full disclosure, my dad was Archie Bunker.
Right.
Without the racism. But he would let me watch it with him. Like when I was little, like 5. I'm sitting in the living room cross-legged right in front of the TV watching it with him. And my mom would walk through the room. Do not let my son watch that show.
We all know what happened.
And he'd just be like, I'm like, Dad, can I stay? He's like, yep.
He made that movie Terminator 2 and then fell off a cliff. Turning 46 today, one Ed Furlong.
T2.
That's right.
How old is he?
46.
Oh, I thought you said something else. He had some issues, right? Like, he didn't do well.
He had some things. I mean, being his age and that movie blowing up that big,
Yeah.
that kind of might do a little something to your brain and how it works. Golden Tate turns 35. Hate him.
The Golden Taint.
I hate him. I mean, and he's really good, and he can showboat.
He's
And
still a Seahawk?
I don't know what he is now because he can't stick around the locker room long enough, and I think it's just because he shows everybody up.
I remember him as a Seahawk.
Because wasn't he like a Giant and then a Green Bay Packer and a Detroit Lion and he's been everything, right?
Oh, apparently he's retired.
Oh, well, Golden Tate retired.
Yeah, he
35.
retired at the end of last year. 35. Man, wow. Yeah, that's about right, though.
Kevin Smith turns 53 years old.
Oh, God, he's only a year older than me?
Yep.
Wow. I applaud his entire catalog, sir.
And his ventures into comic books.
Yes. Blunt Man and Chronic.
And just everything he knows.
Snoochie Booches.
Damn right. Another good director who he's passed away, but 2015. It's Wes Craven.
I didn't know he died.
Passed away in 2015.
Wow. The brainiac behind Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yes, indeed.
Dude, that's my favorite horror franchise of all time.
You know what? It's up there for me. It's up there for me.
Because I saw all of them in the movie theater. I experienced all of it start to finish in the movie theater. Like even when I was too young to see a rated R movie still.
Right.
We'd sneak in and I'm trying to get, my kid Eli is like getting into all the movies and stuff that I like. We're watching the Rambo movies all start to finish now. And he wants to watch all the Mission Impossibles. I'm trying to get him to do the James Bond thing, but he's not quite there yet.
Right.
But he wants to, so he's a big Friday the 13th fan. He likes to watch Halloween. So I'm like, I got to get him into the
Nightmare.
But he's like, and I told him what it was about, and he's 15. He's like, man, I don't know, Dad. He's like, I have a hard enough time sleeping as it is sometimes. I'm like, oh, we're doing it now.
Yeah.
Probably right before you go stay with your mom.
The other side of it is once you get through those and then you get to Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah, it's all part of it.
That's amazing. Kristaps Porzingis turns 28 years old today.
Overrated.
Yeah. Austin Theory turns 26. Wrestler. Not bad.
Austin Theory? There's
Yep.
just a theory of Austin? We don't know if he's real?
No, well, actually, I think he just goes by Theory now, but still.
Oh.
And finally, Sam Worthington turns 47 years old today.
Name sounds really familiar.
You look him up, you'd recognize him. He's been in so many movies, and he's usually like, the movies are usually really good.
Sam Cop.
No.
That's what Google wanted to tell me. Oh,
No?
okay. No.
Oh my goodness.
Apparently he's known for Avatar,
Yes.
which I haven't seen any of those.
Okay.
Terminator Salvation.
Yep.
Nope. I never saw the remake of Clash of the Titans or the sequel Wrath of the Titans.
Wow, really?
Why, dude? I like the old one. I don't want to watch the new one.
New ones were good though.
Meh.
Don't count. You can't.
Did it have a mechanical flying golden owl?
No, it was
Well, the original one did, and that was better.
okay.
Yeah, I don't recognize him.
Well, sorry about your luck.
Yeah, Fractured. I haven't seen any of the movies that he's in. The Shack. Nope. I don't think that's about Shaquille O'Neal.
It's not. It's not.
So no, he's probably gonna
I think there's other people you can pick. So Tim, you got any of those Facebookian?
I do,
birthdays
Colby.
over there.
We got one from today, and he's a good. My buddy Chris Halleck, as I worked with him here locally at that rangerssi.com, the Inside the Rangers page for Sports Illustrated.
Mm-hmm.
And he moved on. He was from Pittsburgh originally.
Oh,
And he got an opportunity about a year ago to head over to Pittsburgh and work for the Steelers.
wow. Sorry about his luck.
Well, it didn't last very long because he worked there about 4 months. And then he got picked up by another online sports outlet that covered the Steelers, the Pirates, all of that good stuff. So he's still covering the Steelers, but he got a better gig once he got out there to cover all of them.
Good for him.
So he's a good dude. We had some good times together. So happy birthday to him as he is 36.
36.
Yeah. So tomorrow coming up, Colby, former member of our old DSP media group, as he was one half of that. What did we call it? The Fitness Zone.
Yes.
Way back in the day, local comic and noted American Gladiator. Is that what they call that show? Still American Gladiator? No, not American Gladiator. What's the Ninja Warrior? American Ninja Warrior.
Yeah, there you go.
And noted fitness guru Tyson Pfeiffer. And you can find him around on the weekends at some of the comedy clubs. He's really, really good. He's a good dude. And then on Friday, good friend, fellow former classmate, Shelly Gerke has a birthday.
Pickles.
And then finally, Colby, on Saturday, Facebook friend Sherry Martin turns 54.
There you go.
Never met in person, but we've chatted a little bit.
If you want your birthday to be read on The Good, Bad, and the Ugly, go ahead and friend request Tim, I guess, and or tell us via the Fanstream Sports text line 214-937-0569 when your birthday is, and we'll write it down. Or, Tim will. I'll make him do
Maybe.
it.
I mean, I'll do my best, but I can't make any promises.
So there you are. So
Colby, our buddy Ron texted in a little bit ago, but I didn't know who it was. I had to look it up to find out it was Ron. Says he's got table tickets for Rat and Kiss Friday up front. Let me know if I need to save you a seat. Kiss and Rat.
I am in on Rat more than I am in on Kiss.
I've seen them both. Clearly, Rat's probably the more, I don't even want to say it's more relevant nowadays because it probably isn't.
No.
It's more recent. But Kiss is probably more iconic, right?
Yeah, more. I mean, I haven't ever seen Kiss. So
Because they're back in the makeup and costumes because they were out for a few years, I guess. But now they're all back in it. So that might not be a bad.
No. I have to holler to Ron.
I might have to see where that's at before I commit to it. All right, Colby, my good. God, I haven't even done this yet.
By the way, again, if you have a good, bad, and ugly, you want to send that in, go ahead, out of the list. Or maybe you have one, a friend that's their birthday, and you can put them up for something.
Man, I'm conflicted here, Colby. I've got 3 here on my possible goods. Actually 4, but one's more like 1B. I have to go, Colby, Kevin Smith.
All right.
Because Chasing Amy changed my life. And Chasing Amy gave me more sex than I'd ever had in my life before. Or maybe since.
Huh.
Maybe that's a story I'll have to tell sometime.
20 or 47 in a row?
As me and my what?
That's from a different movie.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were reading it off the TV because you were looking over there. So yeah, I had a roommate, female roommate, a Hungarian kickboxer
What?
roommate,
Okay.
who was a cocktail waitress where I was bartending, and we never dated or anything, but we were roommates. And for some reason, that movie was like both of our favorite movies. And we'd go out partying and whatever, come home at 2 a.m, not want to go to sleep. And she's like, put in Chasing Amy on of course it was on VHS, you know.
Right.
For whatever reason, Chasing Amy almost made us really horny.
Okay. Well, all right. If our movie reviews, we'll never be doing Chasing Amy.
Can't wait to review Chasing Amy, Colby.
I'm not doing it. Not doing it.
So yeah, I have a fond memory of Chasing Amy. So Kevin Smith is my good. My bad. Golden Tate.
Okay.
It's my bad. Which means my ugly. Man. Oh. Yeah. Colby. Ed Furlong's my ugly.
Oh my goodness. All right.
He's not attractive.
No. I just
Sounds like you're disputing me.
I'm not. Actually, my good, well, I'm just going to take the other side.
Oh no.
My good was going to be Wes Craven, and it still is.
Okay. That was one of my possibilities.
Kevin Smith was going to be my good if you didn't pick him. But you picked him, and I was like, well,
Okay.
Wes needs to be a good.
Yeah, and he was, like I said, he was one of mine.
And I expressly told everybody how much I disliked Golden Tate so Golden Tate's my bad. There it is.
Should there be a movie called Golden Taint?
There probably is.
If not, we have to produce that.
We'll get the Samurai Cop budget. And finally,
$2.
yeah, Edward Furlong's my ugly too. So I'd already.
Oh, apparently it's on Urban Dictionary though. So go ahead and finish, and I'll explain what Golden Taint is.
No, that's it. Now go ahead. Go ahead and explain what Golden Taint is. By the way, if you don't want to know what Golden Taint is, now's the time to turn the volume down.
Golden Taint, according to Urban Dictionary, Colby.
Oh dear.
A golden taint is when pee hits the water and splashes back up into the taint.
Oh, okay. So it's just splashback.
It's splashback. Well, splashback could go anywhere. This is only on the taint.
No, I'm not talking about the Six Flags ride that goes
No.
backwards.
And of course, they have a use it in a sentence. Colby, there's 2. I'll read the first one. Quote, I could really use some baby powder after my golden taint dries up. End quote.
Mark.
Would you like to hear the second one?
You know what? Yes, I would. That was over emphatic.
No, not after you hear it. It won't be. Colby?
Don't put my name in this sentence, sir.
Hey, Colby. Bitch, you need to clean up this golden taint before I get down on this muff puff.
Is that the actual sentence?
I swear to God. I will screenshot it and put it on the screen.
You have to now. They use muff puff?
It says muff puff. Wait for it. I'll put it on the screen. Colby.
So staring at the taco, somebody goes, that's my muff puff.
Love of God, where does this come from?
I don't know. It came from Urban Dictionary, apparently. So there's that. Golden taints.
Here we go. Golden taint on the screen, Colby.
Bitch, you need to clean up this golden taint before I get down on this muff puff.
Mark. I got us both saying it now.
You do. Yours was a little bit more emphatic. Mine was just matter of fact.
Mine had your name in front of it, too.
So I don't know how we're supposed to segue from whatever the hell it currently is we're doing right now to what we're about to be doing in here in just a second, which would be here in just a second. We've got your Cowboys camp update, followed by maybe just a little bit of Rangers news sprinkled in, as we've got some people returning and maybe a score to give you. But that's all coming up in the sports report. And then after the sports report, if you've been keeping up with our action movie bracket, you know that out of the 80s, 90s, 2000s, and aughts, Die Hard won. But that bracket was not made by me, and they missed a few movies. So I have taken from all those years and formed my own bracket full of movies they missed. And we're going to find out the winner, and it's going to go up against Die Hard. That's all coming up next on the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim Show.
Sports fans, FanStream Sports.
Hey, you like golf? There's a good chance you do, because I said so. But what do you need playing golf? Well, you need clubs, right? Clubs, you need balls. The thing that people don't usually think about is that golf bag. And that's what most people see when they look at your golf clubs, like right off the bat. And if you've got a raggedy bag, it's not doing you any favors, bud. So get you a new bag. Go over to orca-golf.com. Orca-golf.com. Why are you going there? You're going there because you want a golf bag, but you want one that's kind of screams you. So you want to pick the colors. Well, you can use your own custom colors. Maybe you have a logo in mind. Maybe it's your logo. You're like Prince. You just have a symbol. That's the case, dude, you can get your logo on there. Your name, just get it done exactly like what you want it done by actual designers. Nothing goes out of their factory without the approval of the founder, Erica Bennett, who is just brilliant. We've seen some of her bags. We've got one of them actually in the studio. And you know what? Dude, it looks good. If you want other people to look at your golf setup and go, man, that just screams Frank. You want that? Then go over to orca-golf.com. Do yourself a favor and use the promo code DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. I'll say that again, DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. So do it today, because Orca Golf is the best choice in the game.
Hi, golfers. IndyCar Tim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about Turf Life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life. Man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? That means if you play or have a business, or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal, or, the hat, or the keychain, or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today, snag that window decal, or snag any other special Turf Life accessories, and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7, day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you.
Now, more FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim Show, here live from the Dallas FanStream Sports Studios on a Wednesday.
Yep.
Hotter than a Wednesday.
The 100's fuck outside.
Trees and hot. It's freezing hot outside is what it is.
Understand what you just said.
I just made that up.
All right, then.
Muff puff.
Not you want to know why that's cringy?
Why?
The term muff puff?
Does it remind you of a powder puff girl muff?
No.
Okay.
No. Why it's
That would
cringy for me?
Be awkward.
So my Meemaw and Peepaw,
Oh no.
they had growing up while I was growing up, they always called my mom by her, I don't know, pet name. It was Muff.
No.
It was short for muffin, but they just said Muff.
I mean, they're both cringy as a nickname, right?
Muffin is not cringy as a nickname.
It is these days in my brain.
Well, your brain's stupid.
Agreed. I mean, that goes without saying. It always made me, so as a kid, I always watched reruns as a little kid because that's all there was during
So
the day.
the Muff Puff thing is very cringy to me.
Did you ever watch Father Knows Best reruns as a kid?
No.
So the father in Father Knows Best had a nickname for the youngest daughter, and he always called her Kitten.
Okay.
That always made me cringe, like as a 10-year-old, as a 8-year-old. I'm like, that's another word for poontang. Why is he calling her that?
Wasn't for that.
That's all I could think of, like at 8 years old.
Tim, 8 years old to however the old you are right now.
28.
I'll go ahead and let you know this. It doesn't all end up pointing at sex.
Should.
Just doesn't.
Should. Damn it. All right, Colby. Let's get some music going here for the 7:45 Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim Show
Dear God, we're close to on time.
Sports Report.
It's weird.
So, Colby, your Dallas Cowboys are in camp right now.
They are. Doesn't it feel great?
It really does. And, man, things are looking good, actually.
Really?
I think so. Dak's looking good. Of course, they're only just in camp, right?
Right.
I thought we would cover some of the hot topics of camp these days. We did have a suspension,
We did.
as running back Ronald Jones will serve a 2-game suspension for violation of the league's policy on performance-enhancing substances.
Now, did you hear what he said it was?
Yes.
It's heart medicine.
Yes. I'd like to know more about that, if that's true.
And stuff he's prescribed. And if it's actually that and it's, provable and all that, I would have to, as myself, I would have to go to the league and be like, I know the Players Association for the NFL is the suckiest group out there.
Yeah.
But somebody's got to say, look, dude, I'm going to take my heart medicine. You can't, suspend me for my heart medicine. Sorry.
Okay, so this raises 2 questions for me. Number 1, should he really be playing football if he's on heart medicine?
And if that's the way you're making money.
Number 2, these tests aren't like you test once and you're suspended.
Right.
They take into account like a series of tests. And I don't know what the actual number is. We probably get somebody on that knows something about that. It's called Jerry Jones. He probably knows.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. So when the first test went positive, and they inform him, he could have gone, I'm not doing anything. Then they could look into it and go, well, it's just heart medicine. And then that shouldn't be an issue the rest of the time.
Right, it shouldn't be, but it seems to elevated something that said, look. At any rate, if that's the case, I feel really bad for him. If it's not, and he's just using that as a cover ploy, because let's be honest, he's done some good things in the league, but he hasn't really lived up to that potential that we thought
Right.
that he was going to have. And so it may have been, I need something to give me that extra edge, or I'm about to fall out of the league. And that might be a reason for PED.
Because I don't think he makes the roster, Colby.
Oh, he might.
I don't think he will. Trayvon Diggs returned to practice yesterday after a brief recovery from a sore toe that held him out of the team's first padded practice. He appeared in the second padded practice and made his presence felt. all over the place. But now we have other players out. Colby Sam Williams is out with a shoulder. Dorrance Armstrong was out with a hamstring. They're both nursing those injuries, not practicing. Dak Prescott had a candid conversation with reporters about his expectations for 2023.
Probably sounds like positive and everything else.
I'm not going to throw 10 touchdowns.
That's not a good. I want to go in there and just kick your ass right now. Just do.
I don't know where that came from.
Well, go take it back to wherever you bought it and return it. Ass.
I like Dak Prescott.
That never sound like it. Don't get me started. I'll start yelling and everything else, but it never sounds like it.
He said that he thinks they're doing a great job so far in practice. They're building. He said, there's not been many years in my career where I can say we've gotten better as a team and grown from 1 year to 2 years to 3 years. I think that's what we're doing now.
Shots fired at Kellen Moore.
Man, I was just about to say that. And supposedly they're buddies. Supposedly they're buddies, though, right?
Yeah.
This will be his first year as a Cowboy that Kellen Moore hasn't either been a teammate or his coach.
Right.
So maybe we're about to have a career year from Dak.
Well, what now? This was something that I was hearing in the press conference and such that they're doing. They got maybe a little bit more into it, and I know most of this is just sample cookies that won't actually be what you see later. It's like the one that they give out, and it's like this one tastes better, or whatever.
Yeah.
But some of the things that they were saying really made it sound like there's something I could get into, and a little bit of that is that basically what they described and what we saw on the field a lot of times was the reads had to match between your wide receiver and your quarterback. Say your wide receiver had to read the route the same way Dak did, and if they weren't on the same page, and that was a lot of the reasons why that receiver wasn't where Dak thought he should be, is because the receiver didn't think he should be there.
Yep.
And everybody would point that's the receiver's fault, even though when you go back and look at it and know what's going on now, you're like, oh, well, you know what?
Maybe not.
It's not really. Dak read it that way, the other guy read it the other way, but they're coming at it from different angles, so they're both reads could be right.
Yeah.
And it's just a bad plan. So,
and that was, not to interrupt you, but that was probably 5 to 6 of Dak's interceptions last year?
Yes. Now, whether it was Dak that read it wrong or the receiver, if the receiver had read it the same way as Dak, then the ball would have been where it's supposed to be.
And it's funny how when we see a receiver out of place,
right,
we always say, oh, that the receiver ran the wrong route.
Well, I mean, may have been the right route, may have Dak read it wrong. But
that's what I'm saying.
Now that the offense, what they're talking about is that the receiver is a spot to get to, and Dak knows that spot, and it's just one. Now, they've got different plays they can run. So maybe, just maybe, that will be something that kind of ends some of those turnovers that Dak was doing. A lot of that has to do with the Mike McCarthy influence. The other thing, it may be a little bit of your offensive coordinator that's not going to call plays. But if you want somebody that's turnover adverse, it's this guy. Whether he's any good or not, thank God he's not going to be the guy calling plays. But that's the one thing he is.
And it's interesting. I haven't. We've been hearing a lot about the Cowboys training camp, and we've been hearing a lot about the offense, what the offense is doing, with the changes to the offense. What I'm not hearing or seeing or anything is, how's the defense doing?
You know what? I don't think you have to worry about it.
And I'm not worried about it. I haven't, like, usually you'll hear, man, Parsons is really coming off the ball quick to start camp, or, DeMarcus Lawrence, man, he's got the moves down early in camp, or he doesn't have the moves down, they're slow coming. Like, I'm not hearing good, or I'm not hearing anything.
I saw one exact picture. It was Micah Parsons heading towards Dak, and Tyron Smith was literally on the ground. Like, Micah just took your all-pro tackle and said, you can lay down here. I'm going to go over here. Now, that's awesome. It's also scary.
I saw something funny over on X, Colby.
You mean the Twitter? By the way, every time somebody tweets and it pops up on my phone as X, I think my buddy X is texting me.
He needs to change his name.
No, I think Twitter, I mean, he had that way before the other, so.
Way before Elon.
Yeah.
I saw an interesting tweet that was making the rounds, and it was video from camp of Mozzie Smith, your rookie defensive lineman, going against Tyron Smith on the first day of padded practice.
That had to be a side.
And Tyron Smith literally laid him down, as he should. And somebody from one of the Eagles, whatever sites, podunk blogger, his mom's basement or whatever, tweeted out like, "Man, look how awesome the Cowboys' first round pick is. This division's going to be a breeze." To which some Cowboys fan retweeted it and said, "You mean the rookie who's literally in his first padded practice of his NFL career going against a 12-year veteran future Hall of Famer? Okay, I'm okay with that."
Yeah. Me too, bud.
Put him in his place. But, I don't think anybody's necessarily worried about the defense. I'm certainly not, and I think the less we hear about it, the smoother things are going.
It definitely right. I mean, the defense is as it's put together. The thing that I love to hear is that the offense is doing something because they're playing against this defense.
Yeah.
So that tells me that the offense must be doing something right now. This is also when they can't get to the quarterback or can't hit the quarterback, so there's something to be said there. The interesting battle for me is happening at the number 2 running back situation, just because of, with Jones out, you've got people there that can do some things with Deuce and
Malik.
And I keep hearing whispers, Tim.
About?
I keep hearing whispers that there's another not dead thing yet. I keep hearing whispers that the Zeke thing's not dead.
Well, supposedly he's supposed to sign with New England.
I keep hearing that it's not dead, Tim. And I don't. Here's. I'm gonna give my real quick statement on this. I love Zeke. I think he's an amazing locker room presence, and I would love for him to have never left. Now that he's left, I want him to come back.
Really?
I don't. Because you can't changing of the guards and then go, never mind. It would be as awkward as when you tell somebody bye, but you forget your keys.
You got to go back.
You got to go back. And the whole thing's going to be that awkward moment of, crap. Hi again. Can I have my number back?
Think they've assigned his number to somebody?
I think so, bud.
Somebody on the defense, maybe.
Somebody's got it. I mean, come on.
Dion's number.
So,
here's where I stand on Zeke. Yeah, I'm with you. I love Zeke being here. Big fan of Zeke. I was a fan of his, even though I hated Ohio State. I loved his running style in college.
Right. And yeah, we need a short yardage back. I understand all these things.
I really hope he catches on with somebody. He's been linked to the Patriots. He's been linked to the Buccaneers, which is weird because Leonard Fournette is now being linked to the Cowboys instead of Zeke, is what I'm hearing.
Oh, dear. I don't want that either.
I'd rather have Zeke than Fournette.
Yeah, if you're going to...
Number one, he'd be cheaper.
True.
The only way I think Zeke's coming back here is if for some reason Pollard gets hurt, either in camp or early in the season. They may go back and get Zeke and split carries with Malik Davis, who I think will be the number 2.
I still think, though, even though the PED and all that, I think Jones is in, and I think Malik's the odd man out, bud.
Really?
I do.
Man, I liked what I saw from Malik Davis last year.
I did, but the trick that you got with Deuce Vaughn, I think he stays.
No, I think Vaughn stays too. Just because of who he is, who his dad is. I think he stays.
And the way that they're using Turpin, in train. Oh my God, that looks amazing. But there's fights all over the place. The only place that there's not true fights at, as far as position and playing time, is quarterback and offensive line and wide receiver. Everything else, and the backup wide receivers, of course, yes, there's there.
Yeah.
But your
Depth.
your offensive line, there's no fights because you don't have anybody that's worth putting in there. God, our offensive line's trash, dude. I mean, it's great as long as all the starters are playing.
I need to do a flashback to, what was it, 2018, Dak's rookie year? Maybe it was that's right. When I, on the old Drunk Sports podcast with Big Red drunk next to me, falling out of his chair, made the bold proclamation. Big Red, I think Cooper Rush is going to win the starting job.
You're not doing that again, are you?
Colby, I think Cooper Rush might start the first week with the Cowboys. You know why?
Why?
Dak's going to get hurt.
In preseason?
Yeah, he's not going to play in preseason. He'll get hurt in camp. It's a premonition I had, Colby. I had a dream.
Tim?
I don't want it to happen. I had a dream.
Tim, if you ever have any of these things ever again happen, and I'm going to go ahead and put this on you. If what you just said, which by the way, I will not repeat, if what you just said happens, if it happens, you know what?
I'm not psychic.
I am going to whip your ass.
Not my fault.
No, you put it into the air via the General Gavin Dawson. You put it into the mojo. You put it out there, and now it's a thing that could be. It wasn't a thing that could be.
Of course it was.
Until you no, it wasn't. I am going to whip your ass on camera with a steel chair, and you're going through a table.
So before you get mad, you got to let me finish what my dream was about. As Dak goes down in camp, Cooper Rush starts game 1, right? Struggles in game 2. Cowboys are 0-2 to start the season. And this is where dreams are great because they don't have to be real. Tony Romo comes out of retirement.
Okay.
To come back. No, wait for it. That's not the best part yet. It's not the best part, Cole. Remember, this is a dream, right? Tony Romo comes out of retirement.
Are you just trying to make this as dumb as possible so all of it has to happen?
No, it was my actual dream. Tony Romo comes out of retirement, can't wear number 9 because it's already used. So he wears number 6, which is a number way better than 9, by the way. And because he's still employed by CBS as a play-by-play or as a color analyst, has a microphone in his helmet, and he's doing color analyst for the game he's playing in.
Okay, not all of that has to happen for me to. All that has to happen for me to whip your ass is that Dak doesn't play game 1 or 2, and they lose both of them, and Cooper Rush starts because of an injury that you voodooed onto him.
Didn't voodoo it. It was just in a dream.
You voodooed onto it.
Would that not be a story, though?
All of that being said, is that doesn't happen in Jerry Jones' fever dream.
Oh, my gosh. I did have a dream Jerry Jones played quarterback one time, and that was several years ago.
By the way, Corey Seager for your Texas Rangers came back off of injury, along with Jonah Heim came back off of injury early. And Corey Seager just bomb-skied, putting the Rangers up 2-0. They are now up like 7-0 against the White Sox, which don't put a whole lot of stock into that, kids, because the White Sox traded everybody.
Yeah, but a win's a win, and they need wins right now.
They do need wins.
So, wait a minute. So, Jonah Heim, I didn't look this up yet. I was going to. Jonah Heim's off the injured list?
That's what I believe I just got through reading.
Because he's not expected to play till, they don't expect him back maybe till the very end of the season. Is what I read last time.
I might be reporting wrong, but I could have sworn that's what they said, was that they moved up, They moved up. I mean, Seager obviously playing right now. I mean, he's 2 for 2 with a homer.
So what I'm seeing from Espen is that the Rangers activated Corey Seager off the injured list. for a Heim update.
Okay, they just said Rangers expect. Oh, he just gets an optimistic update on wrist injury. Okay.
Yeah, because he was potentially lost for the season, I know, when he strained his wrist last week.
Now they expect him. Now they expect him to be able to actually play this season. So there you go.
Okay, cool. Well, there you go. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. I didn't think he was off the injured list. But the more important part of that is Corey Seager right now.
Time's pretty important.
No, I mean, but for right now, though, we need offense.
We do.
And that's what Corey Seager makes Colby's offense.
So,
all right.
Now that we've got the transition of transitions to happen as we stumble from Cowboys and Rangers all the way into action.
So do you want music for this?
I don't even care.
What did we have for music last time?
We have been doing bracketology. We've been doing your action movie bracket. And just a quick go over, we had action movies from the 80s, 90s, 2000s, and the 2010s.
Correct.
That all got filtered through. And we went through such movies as Die Hard, as Matrix.
You want me to run down the... Real quick, just our finalists.
Run
you get into yours?
Yeah, run down the finalists. So for the 80s finalist was...
Die Hard versus First Blood.
And Die Hard pulled that one out of the fire.
In the 90s, we had The Matrix versus T2. The Matrix coming out, the 1 seed, by the way. Die Hard 1 seed, Matrix 1 seed in their respective brackets. In the 2000s, you had 300 versus Casino Royale. Casino Royale coming out on top as a 7 seed in its bracket, as Gladiator was ousted.
It was.
In the semifinals by 300 that went on. Your 2010s, you had Mad Max as the 4 seed that ousted the 7 seed Sicario.
And Mad Max ousted... also the number 1 seed in that bracket, which was
John Wick.
Correct.
To break the bracket, according to Colby.
It broke it.
So then in your final 4, we had a 1 seed versus the 1 seed with Die Hard versus Matrix.
Die Hard.
Die Hard coming out. The 7 seed Casino Royale beat the number 4 seed Mad Max, which put Die Hard versus Casino Royale. And I believe we had to go to a coin, didn't we?
We shouldn't have, because Die Hard should have won that one, and then we ended up having to go to a coin again to make sure that Die Hard couldn't beat John Wick.
Yep.
And Die Hard did, and that was actually the real finals, because
yes.
that other crap that didn't matter. It should have been Die Hard versus John Wick all the time.
Colby was bitter the entire time.
So what I did was the movies that we missed, I made a 16 position bracket of movies that I believed should have been on this list and probably moved out some of these. Now, there's a couple in here that I just had to put in there because they're my movies.
Sure, when it's your bracket, you can do whatever you want.
So, starting off the battle, we have a 16 seed versus the 1 seed, as it is 1 seed Demolition Man versus 16 seed Tango and Cash.
Is that an action movie?
It is. Don't get me started about Tango and Cash.
You don't like comedies.
It's an action movie.
It's a funny action movie. All right. I mean, I'm not complaining. I love Tango and Cash. It doesn't seem like it's your flavor.
Oh no, it is such a good show.
New respect for Colby now. All right.
So,
am I going first on your bracket since you went first on all the other ones?
Sure, go ahead.
Colby, give me Tango and Cash.
Wow. I got to go Demolition Man. It's a 1 versus a 16 seed.
Wow, and we got to go to a coin?
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, here we go. I got to pull that back up. What she said. All right, Colby. I'll let you call it here. What's heads?
So for Simon says heads is Demolition Man.
All right, here we go. Flipping the coin for a 1 versus 16. There you go, the
Demolition
1.
Man.
Probably appropriate, right?
I mean, you had to figure out how to use those seashells.
And when I picked Tango and Cash, I didn't. It's not that I didn't like Demolition Man because I did.
Right.
I just like Tango and Cash more.
Then we have the 2 seed versus the 15 seed, as it is 2 seed Tombstone versus the 15 seed Bloodsport.
Oh, this is a no-brainer for me.
Okay.
Give me Bloodsport.
God, we have to go back to it because it's Tombstone, dude.
You know, and again, nothing against Tombstone because I love Tombstone, but
Right.
dude, Bloodsport is in a category all its own.
If Jean-Claude Van Damme beats Wyatt Earp, I might have problems, but go ahead.
Do you think Jean-Claude Van Damme could beat Wyatt Earp in real life? Well, probably not now, but
No, because and JCVD might, I don't think he'd even beat up Kurt Russell, to be honest with you right now.
probably not.
So we're going to go heads being because of the hair and all that. You got to go Jean-Claude Van Damme right there, right?
All right. Heads is Bloodsport. Wow, look at that. The coin's picking the higher seeds tonight.
All right. Tombstone beats Bloodsport.
All right.
All right. The number 3 seed versus the number 14 seed, as we have Big Trouble in Little China
Man, Kurt Russell's all over the place.
versus Cobretti, a.k.a. Cobra.
Colby. Wait, give me the seeds again, the seedings.
3 seed is Big Trouble in Little China.
All right, I'm going with Big Trouble in Little China.
That's a clear-cut winner.
Yeah, I think so. Great flick, man. A little bit of comic value to it too, right?
Right.
Which just shocks me that you entertain that in your action movies.
Dude, I have Big Trouble in Little China. I have some original film from the movie in a picture.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So let's go
Badass.
from there to this is the 4 seed versus the 13 seed. As we have the 4 seed Desperado versus Two Guns. I love Two Guns.
You have Two Guns on your bracket.
I do. Two Guns is amazing.
I think I have to pick Two Guns.
I
Didn't
love-
expect to see this on your bracket.
I love Two Guns. Desperado is one of the greatest action movies. I love the bar scene. I love everything about it. It's epic, but I'm sorry. Corey Majors, if you're listening, shout out. Two Guns forever. Two
And
Guns moves on.
And I like Two Guns even though it's got Denzel in it.
Two Guns is so good.
It's also got Marky Mark, so that was a plus.
These two movies hate each other. And also, I love both of these two movies. I love most of these movies. In fact, I love them all. But we have Dread, which is the 5 seed, versus Shoot 'Em Up, which is your 12 seed.
So this was the new Dredd, not Judge Dredd, right?
No, this was the Dread that I keep telling you have to watch.
The Carl Urban?
Yes.
Almost said Keith Urban. That would be funny.
Now, versus the God, you need to see Shoot 'Em Up too if you haven't.
No, I've seen Shoot 'Em Up.
Okay.
So, I mean, I have to pick Shoot 'Em Up, right? Because I haven't seen Dredd.
I've got to go Dread because I love Dread so much.
That's fair enough. If I would have seen Dredd, I probably would have been picking Dredd because I like Carl Urban's country music.
It's not. I mean,
All right, so what's heads?
heads is Dread.
Dreads it is. Let's see. There you go.
All right.
The coin has spoken.
We have now the 6 seed versus the 11 seed. This is the Battle of the Snyders.
Oh.
As we have 6 seed Watchmen
Oh.
versus the 11th seed. You're going to hate this. Sucker Punch.
Oh, why is it seated so low?
Because you heard my list.
I'm going Sucker Punch, Colby.
I love Sucker Punch. I love Watchmen, but you know what? Having to try and explain Sucker Punch to somebody makes Sucker Punch the winner.
Wow.
Straight out.
Look at that. Love Sucker Punch.
7 seed versus the 10 seed as we have the Long Kiss Goodnight, your 7 seed, versus the 10 seed, the Losers. Chris Evans, Idris Elba, the Losers.
It's the Losers for me.
It's got to be Gina Davis. It's got to be Samuel L. Jackson. It has to be the Long Kiss Goodnight for me. I love these movies, Tim.
Well, you made the bracket. I know you do. All right, what's heads?
Let's go. Well, because of that butt, we got to
Yeah.
go Gina Davis, so Long Kiss Goodnight.
All right. Colby, it finally goes my way. Right?
I said, but the butt, the tails.
Okay, never mind. I misunderstood you. Damn it. It still didn't go my way.
Still didn't go your way. And finally, at the 8th seed, we have the Boondock Saints. Oh, my God. Versus the, what Rambo was it? Crap. It's just called Rambo.
Okay.
And it's him on the boat with the people. And
Yep.
Rambo.
Yeah, we just watched that. It's Boondock Saints.
Boondock Saints. Oh, my God.
Not that there's anything wrong with Rambo, but it's Boondock Saints.
All right. So we have, good God, let's go. Or we're going to go the 1 seed, Demolition Man, versus the 3 seed, Big Trouble in Little China.
Big Trouble in Little China, Colby, for the win.
I'm right.
Oh, wait.
I'm right there with you. It's Big Trouble in Little China.
I mean, again, I like Demolition Man, but if it had Tom Cruise in it, I'd have gone Demolition Man.
Man, Russell beat Stallone.
I noticed that you don't have any of the Tom Cruise, Jack Reacher movies on your list.
We'll never. We'll never.
It's a sore spot for Colby.
It is. The number 5 seed versus the 7 seed as we have Dread versus the Long Kiss Goodnight.
Again, I haven't seen Dread, so I'll have to go with Long Kiss Goodnight, even though I didn't vote for it in the first round.
This is tough. This is tough. I love Dread, but I've probably seen Long Kiss Goodnight more times because of holiday. So I got to go Long Kiss Goodnight.
Oh, wow.
So
Unanimous.
let's go the 8th seed versus that 11th seed as we have Boondock Saints versus Sucker Punch.
Colby.
I know, right?
Voted for both of these to advance.
Yep.
Okay, look, Boondock Saints is probably a better movie. I don't even say probably. It's definitely a better movie.
Right.
But, Colby, at the same time, Sucker Punch has this in it.
It does. It does.
I can't vote against that. I've got Sucker Punch.
I'm going to go the Boondock Saints.
I knew you would.
So we're flipping coins.
Yep, we're flipping a coin. Well, not really flipping, but oh, look, there's all of us.
Yeah.
All right.
Tails is Sucker Punch because of what you just did with the thing.
Oh, look at that.
All right, we got Sucker Punch.
We got Sucker Punched.
And finally, you have it's your I guess 13 seed versus your 4 seed, which is you've got your 13 seed versus your 2 seed.
Ooh.
As Two Guns goes up against Tombstone.
Colby, as much as I like Two Guns, I'd voted against Tombstone in the first round, and I got my butt kicked. Tombstone.
It's Tombstone. You're right. I love Two Guns, but Tombstone. I mean, with him, speaking of Latin in the bar. Oh God, that's so great. All right, our final 4 is Big Trouble in Little China versus The Long Kiss Goodnight.
Colby, I have to go with Long Kiss Goodnight.
Well, I've got to go with the girl with the green eyes. It would be Big Trouble in Little China.
All right. See, I almost said that. I thought you were going to go the other way around.
I can't go against, I mean, it'd be like me going against Evil Dead or something. I just don't know if I can do that.
So, what's heads?
Let's go Big Trouble in Little China be heads.
There you go. There's your winner.
All right, Big Trouble. We'll go up against the winner of these two movies as the Boondock Saints goes up against the Tombstone.
Huh. Let's go with
I've got two guns for each of you.
Colby. Give me Tombstone.
I am right there with you. Movie versus movie.
I had to think about that really long and hard.
Right. But it'd be the Tombstone. So our finals of the Colby bracket, we have Big Trouble Little China versus Tombstone.
What are they?
Huh?
Which ones?
Big Trouble Little China versus Tombstone?
Big Trouble in Little China.
I got to go Tombstone.
I knew you would. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
How come you didn't have Once Upon a Time in Mexico on this?
I had Desperado.
I know, but it's a different movie. It's a sequel.
I know, but Desperado is the one that got me into that. Now this is my bracket.
All right.
I didn't have the Boondock Saints 2.
Right.
I didn't have,
Well,
you know what I mean?
all right. I'll accept. I was just asking. I mean, it's your bracket.
I didn't have all the other Jean-Claude Van Damme movies.
Right.
So,
All right. So it's Tombstone.
which Kickboxer is basically Bloodsport
It is.
redo.
And Big Trouble in Little China, which is heads.
We're going to go Tombstone being that heads.
Appropriately. Here we go, Colby, for the win. Oh, I mean, I can't be mad at that, right?
Tombstone comes out of the Colby bracket.
Mm.
And are we going to immediately go Tombstone versus Die Hard for the Ultimate Championship?
It's like the NFL champion versus the XFL champion.
Pretty much.
Kind of.
Except this is actually could be a winner on either side.
So, yeah, could the Dallas or the Arlington Renegades beat the Kansas City Chiefs? How'd you like to watch that?
I don't know if I would.
Dude, I would watch that, though.
Probably the first 5 minutes until you realized it was over.
And you never know.
True.
Colby, I'm going Die Hard.
I love Die Hard. I love Die Hard so much.
And I know every red-blooded American male idolizes Tombstone, and rightfully so.
Right.
I am just not as glued to it as most guys. I enjoy it.
Oh,
I think it's badass.
I'm glued to it.
I don't know.
I'm glued to Tombstone. Love it. But I look at this as though I'm sitting down and I've got both movies in my hand.
Mhm.
And both of them are going to get played,
Mhm.
right? But one of them's going to get played first.
Yep.
And I got to throw Hans Gruber off of Nakatomi Tower one more time. I just have to. So it's Die Hard. It's Die Hard.
There you go.
It's tough. It's tough. They missed some movies on that bracket, but it's tough. But I got to do that. So, Die Hard, the Ultimate Champion, which, by the way, this is kind of like the Indiana Jones and the Lost Ark. We could have not done any of this and still had the same answer. But,
By the way, had Big Trouble in Little China advanced, I would have picked that over Die Hard.
you know, I don't think I could.
We'd have had to go to the coin.
We'd have had to go with the coin. Sure would have.
So what would you have picked as heads? Just out of curiosity here. If things had gone differently. This is our version of what if.
All right. By the way, keep a lookout for What If Season 2 as they're kicking around their ideas on that thing. You know what? Heads would have to be just because Big Trouble in Little China made it so that a lot of your Mortal Kombat characters were actually created. If you don't believe me, go ask either Ed Boon or Tobias. And they'll tell you that's got to be heads because there was a lot of heads chopping off in Mortal Kombat.
All right. So Big Trouble in Little China is heads.
Correct.
Versus Die Hard, which is tails.
Yep.
In the hypothetical bracket. Here we go.
Die Hard's tails. Die Hard still wins hypothetically, Tim.
Still wins. And I got no problem with that.
So there you go. The ultimate 80s, 90s, 2000s, and 2010s action movie bracket as we went through as many movies as we could.
Brackets are fun.
We're here to tell you that Die Hard, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker, is your action movie winner.
Sweet.
Pretty good stuff. So,
break time.
Coming up next, we're going to find out what's in Tim's beard. And also, he's got a little sports and a little artificial intelligence to tell you about. And then I've got news and notes. And we're going to go all kinds of places in that son of a bitch. That's all next on the Colby Sapp IndyCarTim Show.
Sports fans, FanStream Sports.
Hi, golfers. IndyCar Tim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about turf life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life. Man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? That means if you play or have a business or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal or, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today, snag that window decal, or snag any other special Turf Life accessories, and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Hello, golf friends. It's IndyCar Tim from the Rough. I want to take just a minute here and tell you about our new friends over at Orca Golf. They make high-quality PGA Tour-grade golf bags, and they're the best in the business. They're the real deal. They're the best bags I've ever seen. They even designed a bag for the Golden Bear himself, Jack Nicklaus. Head over to orca-golf.com and pick up a great bag from their catalog, or let them customize one just for you. You can use your own custom colors, your own logo, you name it. You work with actual designers, and nothing goes out without the approval of founder Erica Bennett. She's just brilliant. Visit orca-golf.com, that's orca-golf.com, and use our promo code DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. Do it today. Orca Golf, best choice in-game.
Guys, let me tell you about Bay Area Modern Medical Center. Are you experiencing low sex drive, fatigue, hot flashes, moodiness, and you just don't feel like you have the vitality you once had? You're not just getting old, it's likely low testosterone. Studies over the last 20 years show a shocking decline in younger males aged 16 to 39. Older men have seen a sharp decline as well. Do something about it. Go see my friend Christopher Lugo at Bay Area Modern Medicine. Testosterone replacement is not a frivolous treatment. It takes a professional, targeted approach that focuses on total body wellness, vitality, and emotional stability. Not a one size fits all approach like many clinics use. They will monitor your blood work and adjust your treatment as needed for optimal results. Call 844 977 3477 or go to BAMMC.com.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7 day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you now. More FanStream Sports.
We are Colby Sapp IndyCarTim.
Yep.
This is FanStream Sports.
Yep.
It's our show. Wrapping things up here on a Wednesday for you. We will be back on Monday, as we usually are. 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern at fanstreamsports.com. Later on your favorite podcast app. And, of course, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. Find us in all the places.
Can I throw something out there real quick? 'Cause something's kind of hitting as I'm having some insiders on the comic book movie realm start throwing some things around at me. And I'm starting to wonder if DC will ever truly know how to reboot anything.
Uh-oh. I'm not going to like this, am I?
I think you are.
Oh.
As imagine a world where you take Ben Affleck and you remove him from playing Batman. Okay, cool.
I'm in on that.
You take Henry Cavill and you remove him from playing Superman. Not in on that.
No.
And you're rebooting these characters. You're rebooting the whole thing. But you keep Gal as Wonder Woman. Which I'm good with, but if you're doing it, if you're rebooting it, if you're changing everything, then what are you doing? So I am hearing newses that are shading towards that. Now, take that with a grain of salt, because I have not been able to go through and ask my questions and find out anything. That's just a couple of people that are putting it out there. Usually they have a really good batting average when it comes to them saying this is going to happen. And because I've got a couple of them saying the same exact thing, I'm telling you, that's a possibility. As even after Wonder Woman 1984.
God, that was so terrible, dude.
Wasn't her fault.
No.
But she looks like has the possibility of remaining being Wonder Woman, with Aquaman no longer being Aquaman. He's now going to be Lobo.
Mm-hmm.
And Henry Cavill is going to go join the MCU and be Captain Britain. And Ben Affleck's just not going to go do anything except he might direct a Batman movie. So there's your news. Congratulations. If you wanted that news. If you didn't, I'm sorry.
Colby, I have a present for you.
Uh-oh.
That I'd forgotten about until you just said Gal Gadot.
Mm-hmm. Should I be looking at my screen intently?
You're about to.
Okay.
You ever heard of a movie called Keeping Up with the Joneses?
Yes.
From 2016. So it's a comedy, so I didn't figure you were involved in this. However, it does have Gal Gadot. So I didn't know where your circles intersected.
Uh-huh.
Comedies, you're out. Gal Gadot, you're in. And if they intersected, if you were like in that little piece of the pie.
No, wouldn't be.
I didn't think so. It's also I've never heard of this movie. I ran across this by accident. Okay. Day before yesterday.
Okay.
Or no, I'm sorry, yesterday. as it came on, during the day, I'm sitting there working, typing, writing stories. And I usually have the TV on in the background just as background noise, and I watch, random, like, I don't know, the same movie I've been watching 8 times today, Back to School.
Yes.
On some Netflix thing. So this movie came on after whatever I was watching. Never heard of it before, starring somebody that I think is one of the biggest beatdowns in entertainment. If he never showed his face again, I would be happy. Zach Galifianakis. And starring my future ex-wife, Isla Fisher.
Okay.
Also starring my relative, John Hamm.
You need to hurry up with this stuff you're talking about.
Colby, also starring Gal Gadot, who has a lingerie scene in the movie.
Okay.
Where she's trying on lingerie. So I found a picture I would like to share with you. Should I talk slowly?
You should shut up if you're... Yep.
This is live coverage of Colby looking at Gal Gadot wearing lingerie on the video here.
This is... you know what? I'd appreciate it if when you found that, you'd just been like, dude, look what I found. You just got to send it to me in a text because right now this...
Oh, no, we have to do it on the show live.
Yeah, this is awkward. This is not as awkward as that time my buddy, when we were in junior high, goes, look what I found. And he put a VHS into the VCR, and it was Debbie Does Dallas.
Great flick.
And as I was looking around at the other 2 guys that are in the room with me, as this is like the actual first time, because this is before internet's really kicked in.
Sure.
It's the first time I actually saw what would be called porn. And the first time seeing that stuff is when your 2 buddies you play basketball with are sitting on couches too. I quickly stopped watching it and was like, you know what? This is weird. I've got to go somewhere else.
I'm gonna go be alone. Colby, do you need to go be alone for a minute?
No, I didn't go like be alone. I just had to not be there.
No, but I meant like right now after that. I mean, you could be excused while I do this funny audio.
I now have something else to look up on my phone.
You do. It's called Keeping Up with the Joneses. Joneses. You can Google search Gal Gadot lingerie scene. You can probably find the whole scene because it's quite interesting.
It's a lot better than Gal Gadot deep fake.
Oh, those are bad.
Yeah, they are. They're real bad.
Because this is the real gal, yo. Colby, we have constant conversations about AI and how terrified I am of AI things. And
I can't wait until they go to take over. I know the movie's coming, so let's just get to the first part. Because the first part of the movie is always fun. Let's get to that.
Oh, just cancel the movie. We don't need this. However, there is one interesting thing I enjoy about AI, and it's when they put dead musical artists' voices on modern songs. And we did this a little while back with Freddie Mercury singing Guns N' Roses.
Uh-huh.
And it was pretty amazing, right?
It was.
So, Colby, I have another Freddie Mercury. This time he's singing Journey.
Oh, dear.
One of their more popular songs. You're not a Journey fan either, are you?
I'm not, but I understand.
I mean, just one of the most famous bands in the world.
I understand the goodness about them. I'm just not going to pop the Journey in to go anywhere.
And I respect that, but, like, time with the Beatles. I understand their influence. I can't stand their music. So here you go, Colby. Here is AI Freddie Mercury singing Journey.
This is a lot better now. Wow.
Pretty good, huh?
Yes. It's, what's going to get to the point, right? Where you find your favorite songs and you just have your favorite singers sing those songs and you can have it now.
Like on demand.
Right. Like, you know that song, that one song? I really like it. But you know what I'd rather have? I'd rather have Freddie Mercury singing it.
Or, here's where I think this is going. Queen could go record a new album now.
Well, I mean, they
with
could.
Freddie Mercury.
They could.
With new songs. Get rid of that retard they got singing for him now. Adam Lambert.
Now, have you heard the dark underbelly of this yet?
Maybe.
Because I was hearing and I've heard via the Facebook short and or the TikTok, can't remember which one, that I'm a Barbie girl.
Oh my God.
Wait for it. Sung by Johnny Cash.
I have seen that. I have seen that. I've seen a lot of the Johnny, or a few of the Johnny Cash ones. I don't remember which other ones I saw.
That kind of hurt a lot. Because
singing Barbie Girl, yeah.
It, by the way, made it sound better.
Right? Because it's in his, not just his voice, but his musical style.
Right.
I saw one of an Elvis doing a song that's a current pop song that I can't stand, and he made it sound better.
You know what I want to hear now? And this isn't a past artist, but what I want to hear. Actually, you could do the first singer of AC/DC. Or the second.
Bon Scott.
Bon Scott. Have him do Hanson's Bop.
I'd like to hear anybody doing Bop.
I would love to hear that.
I think we should do Bop. The drum and bass version of it. We'll harmonize.
It doesn't matter. Both the drumming styles are both real basic AC/DC drums and or Hanson drums.
For sure. Huh. We need to string that together.
Need to make that.
Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim. Bop. Please, God, no. Was that AC/DC or Miss Piggy?
That was Miss Piggy. Mine was more AC/DC because I know how to control the anger of the Miss Piggy in order to get the AC/DC song.
In other sports news, Colby.
Sports.
That has some significance to that NFC East that we pay attention to. Where do we stand on the name Washington Commanders?
I think it's stupid.
As do I. They had so many more options they could have gone with, even though they literally didn't own any of the names because somebody jumped in and bought all of the domain names that they were looking at, which was pretty funny.
Take that.
So we discussed Monday, Josh Harris, the new majority owner, how he bought all those people at the bar a beer.
Right.
And showed up after the announcement where his sale was made. Somebody just hit another home run?
Yes.
Huh.
Welcome to the Youngle.
Oh, Josh Jung.
Mm-hmm.
So, Magic Johnson's also a minority owner there in that Washington Commanders.
Correct.
An interesting thing has been happening in the last week or so, as during interviews, Mark Ein, who is a limited partner now for the Commanders, along with Josh Harris and Magic Johnson, as they're doing interviews, they keep reverting back to the name Washington Redskins. They're not calling them the Commanders. They're calling them the Redskins during public appearances.
That's okay.
So, without making public statements about anything, without, confirming or denying when they're asked, is there a name change imminent? Because apparently you guys forgot the name of your own team. They're very subtle about it. So now there's talk. Could this be happening? Because literally the entire District of Columbia and all of the fans around the area hate the name Commanders.
I can understand that.
And they hinted very early on at a potential name change, right?
Right.
But I don't think at the time anybody was thinking Redskins. So Ron Rivera, of course, the coach, was asked point blank, Is there a possibility? Because Ron Rivera is one of them referring to them at camp as the Redskins. So somebody flat out said something to him like, does this mean a name? Or we're going to revert back to the old moniker? And all he had to say very cryptically was, once something is deemed to be inappropriate or racist or offensive, you kind of want to stay away from that. It doesn't go back to not being racist and offensive and whatever. Then he proceeded to say, I think the Redskins are going to have a hell of a year, though.
You know what?
Huh.
I would love for them to just go back.
Dude, I would too, because...
And I understand the people that all got up in arms. I still wonder how many people that got up in arms were actually Native Americans.
Yeah.
And how many were, you just can't do it.
Because initially, in 36 or whatever it was, when they named themselves that, it was as a tribute to the Native American people, not as a slur. You still have the Chicago Blackhawks.
Right.
And, their story, I don't know if you know their story, how they were named that or not, but the original owner of the Blackhawks in 1920, during World War I, was it World War I or maybe the Spanish-American War, he was in a unit, Army unit was called the Blackhawks because they had Native Americans in their unit.
Right.
It was a tribute to them, and he named his team after that unit, which contained, at the time, they had a ceremony, when they unveiled the name and everything way back then. All the Native Americans were there applauding, clapping, hugging each other, high-fiving. I don't think they high-fived back then. So why now, 100 years later, is that now offensive when back then they were all part of it?
I mean, this is like, I kind of see on one side, it's because it's not it's everybody.
Yeah.
Red, it's just the color of your skin. I see that aspect of it. And so that was understandable to me, but it was, an actual thing that they were like, no, this is something that we all represent and to be a part of. It's not to, disgrace people with. But
how great would it be though?
Looking at that though, if you were use the same tone at some point, are people going to get upset if you call them a cowboy?
Dude, anything is possible. I've thought of that before too.
So,
is cowboy going to be racially insensitive at some point?
Well, I mean, not until it, I don't know, becomes like vogue to protect the white people, which I don't.
I mean, you still have the Chiefs. You still have the Braves.
Right.
You have in college, you have the Illinois Fighting Illini. You have the Seminoles. Literally any of this could be offensive if you went far enough with it.
I'm okay if they brought it back. Of course, I'm not easily offended by anything.
No, I'm offended by dolphins.
I'm offended by people being offended. That's pretty much the only thing. It's like, I'm offended. Well, okay, fine. I'm offended by you being offended.
Yeah, get over it.
So
if you get over it, I will.
Yeah.
All right, Colby, I just want to touch on that because, it kind of affects our Cowboys and our NFC East. And I don't know that it's going to happen, but there's wild speculation right now.
I love wild speculation.
It's what we do.
It is. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, me. Thank you, you, for making us sound good. News and Notes is where I search the World Wide Web for the weird.
Internets.
And by God, I found it. We're just going to go to the UK.
Let's do it.
Reason why we're going there is, well, she wanted to be a nun, Katie Enright. But after she met Francois, she decided she didn't want to be a nun. So growing up, she always wanted to be a nun because she loved religion. In her 20s, she went to Ireland to start her studies, but then she met a man there named Francois. Decided to quit the church because she loved sex.
Good enough reason.
And now she's on a different mission. The mission is to help people achieve the best orgasms.
That should be a church of its own.
She has started a business that's got the prefabricated love juice. She's making it.
Confused by that term.
Lube.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
She's making that stuff now. But she's got something mixed in with it. As you can now wax your penis with the marijuana.
Dude, I was thinking that in my head.
So she's created a business of making Love Glide.
Think they'll sponsor our show?
Not only get you ready, but also get you high. So you can have high sex orgasms.
I'm kind of in.
So go check out
Kind of in.
Katie Enright. By the way.
In two different ways.
Mm-hmm. As she went from nunning to worrying about your somethings. So there's that. Let's go from there to a little history lesson as we go to Columbus, Ohio's largest city.
The home of Gerber.
Mm-hmm. Has a few things to boast. The city of Circleville, situated about 30 miles from said Columbus, they have a few things to really shout about. One of them being the Circleville Pumpkin Show, which the city's been hosting for more than a century. It's the biggest festival in the United States dedicated to the gourd, attracting several 100,000 visitors over multiple days, as well as unusually large-sized pumpkins. There's something else that people, as they go to Pumpkin Fest, they notice about old Circleville. As they've got some good Hitlers there.
Oh, no.
By the way, the current record for the largest pumpkin in their pumpkin weighing contest is 1,964 pounds. That's a big-ass pumpkin.
Dude. Almost as much as I weigh.
So, yeah, the other thing Circleville boasts about its abundance of is Hitlers.
God.
There are 2 Hitler roads numbered Hitler number 2, Hitler number 1, as well as Huber Hitler Road, Hitler Pond, Hitler Park, Hitler Ludwig Cemetery. None of them pays tribute
Jumble bunnies.
to the maniacal genocidal Nazi dictator.
Huh.
These were the good Hitlers that they're talking about, as the Hitlers were one of the pioneer families who migrated to Ohio and actually said, we're naming this Circleville. Good thing they didn't say we're naming it Hitlerville.
Wow.
So George Hitler and his children are the reason why Circleville is what it is today.
Huh.
This was, of course, back in the 1799 when they started. So you can actually go to the Martha Hitler Park, and yeah. Then there was a Dr. Gay Hitler,
Horse.
son of George Washington Hitler,
Oh my gosh.
who was a local dentist that served the community for more than 20 years back in the early 20th century. Can't make this up. Can't make it up. Do not mark, by the way, Dr. Gay Hitler.
Too late.
So, yeah, nothing to do with it. In fact, the town gets tired of people calling and asking about the Hitlers. As they say, our Hitler was first. We can't tell you that maybe Adolf should have changed his name because our Hitler was better.
I don't think he could.
Yeah. So there's that. Let's go to the Daily Star, which a time traveler from 2858 warns that aliens are coming to destroy the Earth this year. This via Twitter as @DarknessTimeTravel. By the way, he's gained more than 12,000 followers by posting outlandish claims about future events, with everything from wormholes to the creation of mythical creatures. by the way, if you're watching any or listening to any of our science segments, some of this is actually could be coming true. Now, do I believe that time traveler from 2858's a real thing? No, probably an idiot or a loon. Maybe both.
Definitely.
But I'm also not going to rule out that aliens aren't coming to Earth this year. I don't know if they're coming to destroy it. I don't even know if they're coming, but I'm not going to rule it out. Just because until they, of course, show up, and one of the first visions they get of humanity is a bunch of people in a pool huddling under an umbrella while it's raining so they don't get wet. That's, could be a thing. Saw that on an Instagram post, probably posted by my wife. Go from there to, we're going to Florida because Florida is America's wang. We're actually going to Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Oh.
Where a man who showed up late to his American Airlines flight at the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport Monday, this is actually Monday afternoon, expressed his displeasure. So Vincent Sereno, he's 30, showed up to the gate and he was told his flight was closed, and then engaged in enraged said to the agent, "Wow, so you saying I can't board my flight?" "No, sir, you cannot. The gate is already closed." "All right, then. Well, I'm going to blow this fucker up. The whole airport, shit's going." You can't
Seems reasonable.
do that. So that prompted a call to 911. And, of course, when they attempted to advise Sereno of his Miranda rights, he refused to allow it. He said once again he became enraged and was swearing at me and raising his voice, saying, "I'm going to blow you up too, fucker." So don't call in bomb threats if you miss your flight. That is not the way. You'll end up in jail and stuff. And it's also not, if you think a bomb threat's going to allow you to get on your plane, probably don't do that face to face with somebody that works at the airport. That's also
Probably
that.
won't ever get on another plane again.
Probably not. You know how that, like, the NDIS, it kind of funds a lot of different things? The people over at ABC found out that a clinic associated with a cult that teaches that people with disabilities are experiencing karma received thousands in funding from the NDIS. Again, they say if you have a disability in your life, that means that in a past life, you were some kind of sadistic leader or just a bad person, and the disability is now, it's karma.
It is karma.
It's not, Tim. And maybe we shouldn't be funding them.
Probably not.
And finally, we're going to Russia. And this is a fun story. So there's a mercenary for Russia's notorious Wagner group that has appealed for the police to help him after he says his former cellmate and a group of sex workers he hired robbed him of his war earnings. So Denis Kuzmin, a convicted murderer freed from prison to take part in the war against Ukraine. Yes, that's happened. They went through the prisons. They're like, "You's killing people? You's killing people? We need some people killed. Why don't you go ahead and jump in this? You're free from jail. We just need you to go somewhere else to do your killing."
Yeah.
All right. So he went, took part in the war, and along with, he got 790,000 rubles. I don't know how much that is. I'm guessing
Rubles.
Was that like $8,500?
How much rubles? Let's do the conversion here.
790,000 rubles.
190,000 rubles.
He was paid this amount to kill Ukrainians. After he got done doing the war thing, took his money, and he went and visited his old cellmate, who was also out of prison, and some sex workers. And, well, they took his money. So he called the cops, and only in the Russia could you call the cops because the hooker took your money.
Colby, that's $10,000.
They took his $10,000. So his war money, aka his 10 grand, got taken from the hookers because he went and visited his cellmate after going to war, after getting out of prison to go to war to kill Ukrainians. And then once the war got done, he took his war money on a hooker binge with his cellmate, and it got stolen from him, and he's upset.
Okay, wait. I'm going to need an explanation of a hooker binge. I mean, I know how to binge alcohol. I know how to binge candy. I know how to binge TV shows. How do you binge a hooker?
Well, I mean, there's multiple sex workers in this story, so I'm guessing if you're going more than, one, you're now on the next story. I'm going to go binge.
Huh. Try to experience this.
So can you imagine that guy's life? He's sitting in a Russian prison, which that can't be great.
No.
It cannot be great.
That's Brittany Griner.
And they walk by and they're like, you want to go to the Ukraine? You mean rather than be here? Yeah, we'll hand you a gun.
I'm in.
Okay. We'll pay you. Okay. So, all right, let's go. And then he gets out of prison to go in war. Then he comes back with his war money. And then that's some bad luck to lose your war money to your cellmate, your sex workers. But
I think the sex workers were even attractive at this point.
You know what? He went to prison, went immediately from prison to war. So I don't know if he's had time to really. I mean, he was out of state, but did he copulate? Not sure.
But he could have.
Could have. So he's probably jonesing for some place to park his car. He did, but they took his money. So
it's an expensive garage.
It is an expensive garage. A lot of times it's just an expensive garage.
How it works.
All the time. That's news and notes, everybody.
Thank you, Colby Sapp. Thank you to you, IndyCarTim, for making us look good and sound good. It's a good show, Colby. I had fun with this one.
It's good. It's good.
You're going to have lots of drops and some YouTube shorts coming off of this one.
Dr. Gay Hitler.
Dr. Gay Hitler. I wanted to make that the name of the episode.
I don't think you can do that.
No, I went with...
It needs reference points.
Yeah, I went with we're naming it Circleville instead.
Okay. So people can go look that up.
Yeah, and I did a little picture of their water tower that's painted like a pumpkin.
It's a 1,900-pound pumpkin.
I mean, why not?
Mm-hmm.
We will be back on Monday right here on FanStream Sports, 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern on the FanStream Sports app, available on Android, coming soon for iOS as soon as they'll approve me because they keep declining us.
Right.
It's a long story.
Mm-hmm.
But you can always find us at fanstreamsports.com, all of our catalogs of all of our shows, all the back episodes. Go check them out over there. Also on FanStream, on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. Sometimes maybe Kick.
If we ever figure that shit out.
If we can ever figure that Kick out.
Mm-hmm.
But look for us on Monday, wherever you're watching us now. And until then, boys and girls, we'll see ya.